If you thought the Dutton story was over then, you have not been paying attention, because the Yellowstone universe is not done with us yet, and honestly after everything we just saw in the teaser, I am not sure we are done with it either. The Dutton Ranch is coming, and this is not some distant spin-off that exists in its own little bubble pretending the past never happened. This is a continuation. This is the next chapter of a story built on blood and loyalty and consequences that never fully go away, no matter how far you run or how fresh the land beneath your feet feels. And the moment Beth and Rip appeared together in that teaser footage, every single person watching felt it in their chest, because those two are not a love story you forget. They are a force of nature. Their bond has always been built on chaos and fierce loyalty, and a kind of emotional intensity that most people could not survive, and the new footage makes it crystal clear that nothing about that has changed. They have not left the storm behind. They have walked straight into a new one, just on different ground, and if anything, the tension between them feels even sharper now. Because here is the thing about the Dutton name. Wherever it goes, trouble follows. That is not a flaw in the story. That is the story. Beth and Rip and Carter are trying to build something new on this ranch, but nobody watching actually believes this is going to be peaceful, and the show is not pretending otherwise either. Even in the shortest glimpses of footage, you can already see the conflict brewing and the violence simmering just beneath the surface, because that is how this world has always worked, and that is exactly why we keep watching. But what genuinely surprised me about what we know so far is the direction Carter's storyline seems to be taking, because for the first time this character might actually get to experience something close to a normal life. School and friendships, and maybe even young love. Things that most people never think twice about, but for Carter represent something huge. He has never had the luxury of ordinary, and watching him navigate that while still being surrounded by everything that comes with the Dutton world is going to be one of the most emotionally grounded storylines the series has to offer. That contrast between innocence and intensity is exactly the kind of layered storytelling that made Yellowstone so compelling in the first place. And speaking of layers, the past is not going anywhere in this new series either. Unresolved secrets and lingering consequences are always lurking in this universe, and they have a way of resurfacing at the worst possible moments, and that underlying tension is what keeps the narrative alive. These characters can move forward, but they cannot escape what they carry with them, and the show seems very intentional about keeping that weight present in every scene. Then there are the new characters entering the picture, and this is where things get really interesting, because Beth is not going to be the only powerful force in the room anymore. New figures are being introduced who bring their own strategies and their own unpredictability, and some of them feel dangerous in ways that are not immediately obvious. In this world, the quietest person in the room is often the most dangerous one, and that kind of tension is going to push the story in directions that even longtime fans might not see coming. There is also a real possibility that this series will not stay isolated from the rest of the Yellowstone universe. With ongoing storylines across related shows and unresolved threads that fans have been waiting on for a long time, a crossover feels less like a wishful thought and more like an inevitability. Bringing different corners of this world together would not just satisfy fans. It would make the entire universe feel more connected and more alive than it ever has before. And when you step back and look at everything, the Dutton Ranch is really about one thing, and that is carrying the past forward while trying to build something worth protecting. It is about growth and conflict and the relentless struggle to create stability in a world that was never designed to allow it. The official premiere date is set for May 15th on Paramount+, and the countdown is very much on. So if you want to be ready for everything this series is about to deliver, make sure you are subscribed right now, because when this show drops, we are going to break down every detail, every hidden moment, and every storyline, and you are not going to want to miss a single second of it.